Elysabeth Alfano, and you are at something different tonight. So you are at Fear No Art Presents the Dinner Party. What I do on Fear No Art Presents the Dinner Party is I invite 3 celebs, usually who don't know each other, and a prominent chef who cooks for them. So over food and drinks and desserts, the unscripted conversations flow.
Well, I had that amazing gig, on Cheers, drinking beer. I mean, really, this is my job. I have to look like a guy who wants to drink beer. I'm like, yeah. I'm a lifetime of research in the making of that role. Then I get this other gig on Saturday Night Live as a guy who roots for the Bears and the Bulls, and drinks beer and eats ribs and Polish sausage. It was seriously. I mean, I have been very, very, very lucky. In terms of luck with jobs, the best is John Ratzenberger. When he was auditioning for Cheers, he was auditioning for the same role as me, and he felt like it wasn't going well. So he was literally, they're like, well, thank you very much. And he's like, thank you. And he's walking out the door, and he has one foot literally out the door.
Wow.
He pops his head back in and says, do you have a bar know-it-all? And they go, no, what do you mean? And he started improvising as this Cliff Clavin character. And they started laughing, and they wrote him into the show.
Wow. But
so there's chutzpah and luck.
And talent, though, to be able to seek that right at the moment and jump in. So John Ratzenberger was Cliffy on Cheers, and he kind of worked his way into the script. That also says Die Hard. He really wanted it. He didn't want to leave that place without something. And you've got to have that.
Another question I wanted to ask you, is it hard, so for Norm over here, is it hard if you're typecast? I mean, for you, maybe you don't mind because you want to be typecast as a guy who drinks beer, because you do drink beer, but is it hard to be sort of pigeonholed?
Well, I don't really, wind up playing a character like Norm that much, but I've probably been pigeonholed in another way, where I don't be considered for roles, because I'm too recognizable as the guy who did Cheers.
Sure. So it works against you sometimes.
Yes.
How do you feel about how much luck has played into, this is a little better, our mics now, how much luck has played into what you do?
I think that destiny is something that's very important in people's lives. I think people are here for a purpose, and sometimes they can connect with that, and sometimes they don't.
Right.
There were several things that happened that led me to be able to be in theater. I started off thinking I was going to be a teacher, and it wound up that someone came to my church and changed my whole life.
In your church?
In my church, yes. And I worked for free for them and putting demo tapes together and singing for little of nothing. And someone heard me singing and said, you should audition for The Wiz. And I auditioned for The Wiz at the Marriott Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
And that was in 1986.
Wow.
And I haven't stopped working since that time.
Yeah.
I've had valleys and peaks, because that's what an actor's life is like. People see you on stage and they say you're having fun, and you do have fun. But then there are times when you're on the edge where the lights might be getting ready to get turned off. So you have to have a strong constitution. I really feel that being an actor is like playing Monopoly. It's the longest game in the world. And as long as your piece is on the board, you're in the game.
You're still in it, yeah.
But the minute you take your piece off the board, you out the game.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is we can all be sitting here right now. It's the nature of what we do. We can all be sitting here right now, and someone in LA is discussing something that they have their mind for you to do. Your life can change just on a dime like that.
Right.
Most people who work in an office, they don't have that.
Yes.
But in the profession that we work in, our resume is constantly being reviewed.
Well, so this is an interesting question. How do you manage your hope then? Because you have these hills, these peaks and valleys, and I think this is true for everyone, even if you're not in the entertainment world. You're up for a job, you want to change, you want your life to go in a different direction. How do you manage your hope when you just don't know when the next good thing is coming or if it's coming? There's these peaks and these valleys. I guess we're sharing. I don't know how this.
Go ahead. I don't have
I don't know that I have a great answer for that. I think it ties in with what Felicia said. I think you do have to have a little hope in something divine, something more powerful than you. You know, it's funny, we have a lot of interns on Windy City Live, and they always ask me for advice. And my story doesn't necessarily help them because I had a great injection of divinity in my path. But what I do tell them is I say, if you can't imagine yourself doing anything else, don't even try it. Because I tried to do that. I went to law school because, you know, being a good little Asian American immigrant girl, my family wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer because those are the only two jobs they thought existed in the world where I could be safe and secure and make a difference. And I was always drawn to the creative. But I would never let myself give in to that. So what I tell people is if that's your dream and that's your hope, that's who you are, don't even try to fight it. Because if that's meant for you, divinity will have a way of pulling you back in that path. And that's what happened to me. And so I think that's how you manage your hope. You manage your hope by saying, you know, I didn't even plan to get here, and somehow I got here. So my hope is that whatever is happening, whatever is divine, whatever that piece of you that you know, pushes you to be creative, that's not going to be satiated until you pursue it and hope. So I don't even know if that makes sense.
There used to be, well, there still is one of the precepts of improvisation from the late Del Close, our director at Second City, was follow the fear. And that's an interesting concept for improvisation technique, but I would say follow the fun.
Yes.
And that's what I always tell people who ask me, like, you know, do you have any advice for somebody starting out in entertainment or acting? And I just say, have fun. Have fun with every single bit of it. Have fun with the work. Have fun with the not working. Have fun with the search for work.
Yes.
Have fun with the auditions. Go in there. They're your audience. It's you know, it's 175 people in a tent in Grant Park. It's two people in a room, a casting director
Yes, right.
and a producer or a director or something, and they're your audience.
Yes.
Do what you do. Knock it out of the park.
Yes.
Have fun. Have fun with the entire and all your friends. Bond with all your, you know, your like-minded fellow traveler, young aspiring actors and writers, and have a ball, because if you're not having fun, the hell with it all, really. It's just way too hard.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same. If you're not having fun, just don't bother, because life really is too short. And doing something that you don't love is like lifting heavy furniture. I mean, it's just painful, and you just drudge it every day. So, and I'd rather be poor and happy, which is basically my case. I'd rather be poor and happy, but you know, every day I'm loving what I do. So, okay, so I have a tweet for George, and I just want to say that this very lucky person is winning not only a tote bag from Pure Leaf, and it's filled with lots of great stuff, but they're also winning some signed paraphernalia from George here, which is really fun. So,
What kind of paraphernalia would that be?
that would, if you'd like to sign your underwear,
I
you
don't
can.
carry any paraphernalia. Honest, I really
Thank you,
don't.
Thank you. Well, socks, underwear, this will all do.
Okay.
At Oyer Greg for George, what is your favorite meal to cook, and what food can't you live without? Hey, that was my question. Good for you.
That would be ribs and ribs.
There you go. Ribs and ribs.
My man.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, ribs are really fun to cook. You know, I mean, it
Yes.
involves time and beer and usually, you know, the backyard and company and then the payoff is it's wonderful. Ribs.
Do you find, all three of you, because we talk about this feast or famine, like it's either going great or it's not. Do you adjust your life for that? So do you have ribs even if you're not on a gig?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I don't deny myself anything.
Good girl. I've got to hang out with you more often.
Hey, listen, people are dying every day. When you look at my casket, it's going to be a smile on my face because I didn't deny myself nothing.
Good girl. I like it. I like it.
I got a range in my kitchen, sure baked nice and brown. I got a range in my kitchen, sure baked nice and brown. And all I need is some good daddy to turn my dapper down.
I had I was at my first whole pig cookout once.
Oh, dear.
And this Greek fella said, "Oh, George, you must try the cheek. The cheek is the best part." And I was like, I wish you hadn't told me that. You know, like, because, you know, it was delicious, but I don't want to
Yeah.
know I'm eating the cheek.
It's
Now, what is the collar actually the actual something up here?
It's like right
Let's talk about this.
Right.
Can he have a mic? Oh.
Okay, so the collar is, you know, essentially, imagine me as a pig, right about here, the muscle right at the top part of the shoulder on either side, going
Okay.
into the neck, and well, actually no, it comes off of the animal mostly cylindrical, and then we just sort of trimmed it up a little bit and forced it into submission with plastic wrap to make it as round as we could. But it's really kind of like pork shoulder. And then you see it mostly as coppa, the like cured Italian meat. 'Cause in Italy, they'll take this cut, salt it, and hang it for a long time, and then it's like, you know, sliced real thinly and on a antipasti plate or whatever.
And when did you realize in your life that this was all you could do? You didn't have a choice. You wanted to be a chef.
When I realized that if my band played, I lost money, and if I made food, I got paid.
Yay! Well,
Somewhere around 26, I think I'm a little bit slow on the uptake.
I don't know. Some people don't find their calling until much later.
I heard a definition of a musician was a guy who loads $5,000 worth of equipment into a $500 car for a $50 gig.
Amen.
Exactly. If I could only pick one ingredient as my favorite, in all honesty, it's not going to be very exciting, but it's going to have to be salt.
I knew it.
Oh, wow.
And
I
you ask
knew it.
any chef, they're going to say, if you only give me one and I have to just stick with that, without it, things are just bland.
Really?
You know? Yeah, you got to have that. I mean, there's all kinds of other things I'd love to say that I really like, but, it's like if you said, if you could only have one vegetable, what would it be?
Eggplant, because
Wrong.
I'm an eggplant.
No.
Yes, like when I,
I mean,
think
it's
of
your
myself.
it's your vegetables. Okay. Corn's good.
Oh.
Onion.
Really?
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Gotta be an onion.
Really?
No
Yeah.
onions. I mean, if you
Rice.
take onions out of cooking, where
Why
are you
would
left
you?
with?
You are
Yeah.
so right.
What would you
You're the
do?
chef.
Yeah, you'd be messed up. You would-
You're the
I-
chef.
what's
See,
wrong?
I thought you might say butter.
Oh, butter's good. Yeah, butter's real
It's not a
good.
vegetable,
But
but-
I could get by with with just with salt. I could use olive oil and skip the butter. It's still you can still make a lot of stuff that's delicious.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Okay, so going down the line, and please remember to use your mics. Going down the line, do you have a favorite ingredient?
Well, I mean, being like Korean American, it's got to be like a chili flake. I mean, for me, I like things a little spicy.
Yeah, me
So,
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Lowry seasoning salt.
Meat.
So I would say sriracha. I just can't get enough sriracha. Talk about spicy.
And why don't we another toast then? Da!